All right, the packs are up. It's Dzemp versus Sarah. I don't know who's favorite here. Elite Specialist Mustang Crawler. Excuse me? I didn't even see what Sarah has, but what the fuck? What the fuck? He's gonna go Mustang Hacker, but what the fuck? Elite Spec Mustang Crawler. How can one vote? What the fuck is that? I mean, I respect it. You know, we'll see if he can pull it out. I don't know. I've never seen Dzemp play Elite Spec, so we'll see how it goes. But usually just lose the Vulcans. But Sarah, interesting enough, he buys the arc lights because his sledges aren't the most efficient clear. Yeah, he plays standard elite, which is just a inferior version because you buy a bunch of blue crawlers that still die to Vulcans in the same manner. But you know, I've never seen Sarah play Vulcan, so maybe it's good. Like Sarah, like what are the odds that Sarah buys a Vulcan? Like I think it's like low. I feel like I've never seen him buy the Vulcan. But maybe he goes Arclight carry, but I mean, you're playing Arclight carry. I mean, it can be good in certain situations, but I don't know. Seems like a disadvantage. But, you know, I would like to be proven wrong. So he's just going to buy a bunch of Arclights. Skips the heavy armor here. And goes for a marksman buy. Wow. So his answer to the Arclights will be a marksman, I guess. He does have elite marksman and shooting squad and EMP. I like Sarah's Arclight buy. I usually go double crawler because I believe in my sledges, but the efficient crawler clear is the Arclight. The sledges do not clear efficiently, right? So I don't hate it. I've seen him do it a lot. And you lose to loose crawlers, so that's the thing that I learned, I guess. Can't play Arclights. But, you know, Elite has tempo, and blue Arclights are pretty good into level 1 sledges. And the Mustangs act as, like, medium chaff, or just chaff. So it's not, like, I don't think Dzemp is in a bad position right now. I think he's doing pretty well. He's getting the Arclights online. They're level 2. That's the benefit of playing Elite Spec. So he does have the tempo with that. But it would more so matter what happens long term. Oh my god, there's so much money on this side. Maybe because I all-in. Bear like also all-in. Holy fuck. No GG for boats is on Dzemp. 4 fangs from instant 4 fangs from Sarah. I don't think he's going to go Fang games. I think he just likes the deploys, which is... I don't know. It's like playing Elite Spec. You don't want blue Fangs, but... Interesting. Dzemp goes for the triple Rhino. Does not sell. He goes for a flank play here to help him with the chaff clear. Maybe get his sledges going, or his Arclights going. 4 deploys is nice, but like... If you're not utilizing the Fangs, I don't know. Maybe it's worth it anyways. I would prefer if Dzemp put the Rhino in front of the Crawler. It would allow his Crawler to live a little bit longer, but... Fangs are terrible? I don't think they're terrible. Definitely good into the Arclights, but... So we got our Arclights online, and we got our late chaff coming in. We got the 4 marksmen lined up with the Arclight. So it seems like our Arclight counter is a marksman. Which can work, but the Elite Spec does have the tempo here. And he will get his tower due to that Rhino flank, so Things are looking okay for Dzemp. Another round going to Dzemp. I don't know if it's another round. Was it the first round? I don't know. Super supply should be picked up from both sides. Is round 4. Really? So Dzemp prioritizes. I don't entirely hate this play. It is standard, so this game usually goes long, but tempo is more important here. What Dzemp thinks, and he has the tempo because he's elite spec, but maybe he thinks that's more important. Well, clearly he thinks that's more important. So he's a level 4 Arclight, and once he clicks elite, he's going to be deleting most of his board here. Sara does have a lot of crawlers, though. He can click a loose. Sells the flank Rhino. No, he doesn't sell the flank Rhino. He sells the Rhino on the right and levels the Rhino on the left. You don't need the money and carry Arclight late game. I mean, you don't just stake carry Arclight, but it's round 4. It probably makes sense. I understand you need level on Arclight, but like you eventually have to go War Factory with Arclight. If you're playing against someone who goes forts or their own factory or something, I don't know. But we will see. He's buying more sledges into Arclights. That is definitely not good. That's definitely not good here. This looks really good for Dzemp, I think. At least right now, right? I mean, he didn't take super supply, right? But I mean, I guess tempo is the thing that matters, and if you're playing aggro, it's the same principle, right? Like, I skip super supply all the time in aggro because the tempo is way more important than the econ I will get in 7 turns. But we'll see how that plans out. There's no real, like, he's not really stopping the Arclights from scaling. Like, he has marksmen, but the marksmen aren't catching up, and he has sledges, and the sledges are just feeding XP. He deals shit for damage, though, that's true. But he takes supply enhancement. Like, what? Supply enhancement takes, like, fucking another 7 turns to make money on. Okay. Well, we take another heavy armor on our sledgehammers. And we can go field maintenance, honestly. These would be quite tanky here. And would stop some of the Arclights from leveling, maybe? Not sure. And we got Arclight range from Sara and Elite Marksman. Also added on the, well, obviously the Marksman. So his Marksman counter, or sorry, his Arclight counter is the Marksman here. And eventually he can click Loose Crawler, and he should be in an okay-ish spot. But I mean, he's got a bunch of level 3, level 4 Arclight, so maybe it's good. Seems like he's keeping this Rhino here. I guess he sold the flank Rhino on the left side. So he's hard winning left side. He's not really losing too hard on the right side here. So, I mean, you can tempo someone out with Arclights. You don't do too much HP damage, but like the Arclights are far ahead, and Sara's just letting it scale. Like, his marksman is the answer, but I think you need to shove HP on the board, right? Like, he could even be so far behind that War Factory can't even counter him. Oil is picked up for some reason. I don't really know what oil does. But maybe he goes Firestorms. And that will be his Loose Crawler answer. He buys more Mustangs, which I think is really good. I think that's what the key thing with Arclight is add Mustangs later. Mainly because it's an extra layer of chaff. He's making a Giga Arclight here. It's extra layer of chaff and helps with Loose Crawler and helps with anti-air. So I think that's a key thing to add with your carry Arclights. Adds Mustangs with range. Makes sense. But he's against very weak to like fire. Marksmans are auto-locking the Arclights here. The Giga Arclight that was super leveled was immediately taken down and given XP to the Marksman here. So it seems like the Marksmen are slowly getting back in the game, but we'll see if it's enough. Arclights are getting big, but looks like Sarah's slowly stabilizing, and he does have top supply, so the monies will be coming in. Who clicked temp range? I didn't see. Alright, the drops are here. I don't know what you do with any of these drops. These all seem kind of shit. Like, they all just seem shit. Like, the Phoenixes lose the Marksman, the Balls lose the Scorpions die to the Marks. Like, all these are just cells. Like, maybe it's Mech Balls, and just have late Balls as, like, medium chaff. But other than that, it seems kind of shit. I don't like the Scorpions. I don't like the Scorpions at all. The Scorpions counter the Balls, sure. But they're going to get deleted by the Arclights. It's way too late. Yeah, his cheap chaff is the Mustangs, I guess. I mean, honestly, I like the Balls. He does go Scorpion range. I don't know about this. Scorps kind of help clear. Yeah, but you don't want, like, sure, but, like, you just have buy Arclights instead. Temp range and speed. Why would you want speed? What does speed do? Speed just kills your crawlers faster. You just have the conga line of crawlers ready to go for loose. Like, I don't mind the ball drop, but the Scorp drop I'm more confused about. Why Sarah no Storm? Mech Div. Okay, so he wants... I actually think this is fine. Like, the ball that you got is usually better to utilize the drops. And, I mean, Mech Div does very good into this board, so... And it is a extra layer of chaff, so I can see this working out. Marksman are getting a little bit too much early locks. But it seems like it's not going to be enough because there's just so much garbage coming in. The Mech Div balls are buying so much time here. And the Arclight, both parties took temp range this time. Yeah, I think Dzemp wins. I'm going to lose all my tickets. The Arclights are just juiced. Like, the Arclights are just going to the moon. I've seen Dzemp beat Flower Fairy with carry arcs as well. She definitely knows how to play carry arcs. But Sarah seems to not counter the carry arcs at all. I don't think Scorp Spam wins. The Arclights are just way too big. Like, Scorps eventually always lose to the carry arcs. Fortified Arclight is tempting, but you definitely want the range here. Even though you'd make some, like, tanky ass... like, this thing, I don't know how much XP this, or HP this guy would have, but it would be infinity. Right, here's the turn that matters a lot. The loose crawler turn. We'll see how it goes. Stormcallers would win this? No, you just get AM'd if Stormcallers are ever doing anything. Both take the Wasp drop for some reason. Oiled turn. For some reason is picked up. I don't really know what it does, but... He took it right? No. 30k is just normal. It's level 6. So we got the Fangs. We got just a bunch of Fang spam in the front. This positioning is very bad if he goes Firestorms. But if he's not going Firestorms, it's like... It's definitely decent positioning. But this is such... Like, you just get you just place like Storm, Storm, Storm. You just kill most of his board. I don't know. So the loose crawlers are coming in. The Arclights are just locking these sledges pretty early here. But I mean, he does have high level Mustangs. So that is definitely allowing him to not get entirely rolled by the loose crawlers. This looks pretty good for Dzemp, I think, still. The oil, I guess, is a bit annoying in this super late stage of the game, but the arc lights are just... feels like they're ahead of the marksman. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about temp speed. Like, he's already speed spec. His spec is already trash in this position here. Instant click of Fortress here. I don't think the Fortress... Like, I think he just... I don't think he can tank these arc lights anymore. The arc lights are already past... Like, they're level infinity right now. Takes the Sabertooth. Okay. Lines up the Sabertooth with the Scorpions, I guess. And now goes for EMP. Which... I mean, what other tech are you going to click on Arclight anyways? But EMP doesn't do... I mean, it turns off Scorp range, but I don't think he cares about Scorp range. Looks like Dzemp is just selling out of the Sabers. That makes sense. But yeah, I think Sara loses. If Marksmen have EMP, it's over. They do have EMP, but I don't think EMP makes it over. EMP seems bad. I mean, yeah, he doesn't know what else to click, I guess, right? 3 blue Mustangs from Sara. He's going to counter the Wasp drop. But looks like he's doing like a beaconed Wasp play. They're coming a little late. Unfortunately, these are blue Wasps. You'd rather have white Wasps in this scenario, but what can you do when you're elite spec? Another oil is picked up. Wouldn't be a standard game without infinite oil. Yeah, it's a late beacon Wasp play, yeah. Which should work because the Arclight should kill all the Mustangs. He doesn't even beacon it. Maybe he didn't have the supplies. He had no supplies. He had 50. So the EMP is not that valuable, it feels like. But it does cover a lot of giant techs, I guess. But yeah, these Scorpion or these Arclights are definitely very scary here. And look at this late Mustang chaff. Like, that's just a good thing about Mustangs with the carry Arclights. They actually like stay alive more or less till the end. This game is gonna go to round 17 though, because they're both playing like Marksman Arclight. EMP is OP. Why is EMP OP? What does it do in this board currently? Bunch of skippable items, I guess. You could put absorption on Arclight. That'd be kind of funny. Probably not worth it though, but... Alright, we're just going to slam as much fortresses down on the board as possible. But I think, honestly, I don't even think the fortresses, like, ever get there. It does feel like. Because, like, these guys, level 8. 4. 4. 3. 8. 5. 5. 5. 6. 5. Like, what the fuck? One shot the Scorp is deleted. He's already deleting the Scorps, though. These Scorps have, like, no HP. He, like, he deletes these things in, like, 2 seconds anyways. I get what you're saying, but it's not really true. He's going to burn this oil with the Vulcan drop. That's a convenient Vulcan drop. He does try to go for the greedy oil extend, but the Fortress Shield should cover it. AP Mustangs, interesting. Just to help with some additional DPS. He does have high level Mustangs as well, right? Level 5, level 4, so could be good. And honestly, if you get the late game with elite spec should be favored, right? Because, well, he keeps buying blue units, you keep buying level 1 units. Or you have to, like, elite recruit and spend 100. No, charge shot's not good because you would just reduce your rate of fire, which is more of a trade-off, I think. Sara needs fire? Yeah, he needed fire like a year ago, but the oil does burn. We're doing this, the 4 shield or the 3 shield wasp, a beacon. So these wasps are going to keep winning them the round, it feels like. Both parties board for range and speed, and we look at this like Mustang line. Just chaffing for the Mustangs. Or for the Arclights. Allows them to win this like late stage of the game here. I gotta take notes though, because I was doing the similar comp, and the reason I lost to loose crawlers is because I put like 1,000,000 resources in Fire Badger on the line. But if I just like if I just kept buying Mustangs and like having juicy Mustangs with my juicy Arclights, maybe that's all I needed. I kind of had the Mustangs already, but I just didn't really buy any more. So maybe that's all I needed to succeed. Yeah, AP is a really good tech. It's just value because he has high level stuff. And it's just additional damage to go with your carry Arclights. Seems like it's worth it. Late blue Mustangs up from Sarah. Like, this Wasp play is so good because all these buys, these late Mustang buys, are trash into this board, right? It's an Arclight line. So this seems like it should be strong for Dzemp. Why did Dzemp skip E-Meg Blast? I didn't see what he took instead. Because I feel like E-Meg Blast is just valuable into this. Took laser sight. Oh, on the level 9 Arclight. I guess that's worth it. That makes sense. A little bit greedy, but, you know, it's probably worth it. Underground Crawlers against the Mustangs. Okay. Double attack enhancement. He just has infinity damage. No borrow here. Probably doesn't know what to do with his money. You make hits some Mustangs and some Wasps, but shouldn't be that big a deal here. He switches up his Wasp positioning. And I would imagine the arcs will close out, right? Like, he just... So, at least Spec Carry Arc seems pretty interesting because you have the tempo of blue Arclights, which allows you to, like, get ahead. And if you keep that momentum, you just win the game. So, skipping Super Supply, which I thought was a bit absurd in Standard, probably made sense. Because it makes sense in aggro, right? Because tempo is everything. And you're maintaining that momentum that you have with Elite Spec. And you take intensive training. With this, a little bit overkill with Elite Spec, but, I mean, it allowed him to get a Giga Arclight that, like, did 600k damage. So, and he just owned him. But I need to take note. So, with the carry Arclights, don't do Badgers, because Badgers are fucking trash. And just go into Mustangs. More Mustangs, more levels, and then the Mustangs chaff for the Arclights. Which in the later game matters a lot. And obviously covers your anti-air. So round 1 goes to Dzemp. Well played. So we just mix, like, you see the starting specs? Who knows? Who knows what the starting specs are? It doesn't matter. I didn't want to know what the decision was. It was just here, bang. It was probably because my game lagged and I'm behind. And then they picked, but at least give me an option to see. Fuck. Supply spec versus Saber spec. Sarah loves his Mustang, so he's going to pick it up here. And Mustang Crawler is probably one of the worst openers in the game. But it comes with a Sabertooth, which, honestly, I think it makes this pack pickable because of Saber spec. Brero, thank you for the prime sub, much appreciated. Yeah, Farseer with good units. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't click Marksman spec Storm Fang. I would have chosen that because I like to have my HP not be 0. But I mean, that pack is still good. It just that HP just scares me. I don't know. Is that worth it? Like, I don't like being like fucking shitting my pants the whole game because I have no HP. Like, you just have to make sure everything goes well. Alright, we're getting a middle Fang buy to funnel the crawlers to the middle and some late Arclights. So you would imagine Dzemp wins round 1 because he has Sledge Arc into Mustang Crawler. And his Arclights are basically perfectly positioned to instantly target the Mustang. So round 1 will be going to Dzemp. Okay, we're gonna hope Dzemp didn't see my initial insight buy, please don't tell him if he comes into the stream. But you know, now we're gonna go back. Insufficient funds, get fucked, and we're gonna try to reclaim what was taken from us. 192 for fuck's sakes. I need to put 200. It's very serious. We get to the bottom of this. I need 8 tickets. It's very serious. We're at 5, 6. Don't worry what's happening in the game. It's more. This is more important. 8 tickets. Cool. Maxed out. Thank you. Okay. Anyways, so we got a wasp flank from Sarah here, and he got another Sabertooth lined up with the Arclight. Right, one side after that, yeah. When you go 200, you lose everything basically. I think always. I don't know if it's always, but I think so. But yeah, he lines up Sabertooth with the Arclight. If you take out the Arclight, that's the bigger threat on the board. Which is his Chaffler and is what's killing his Mustangs. You just like buying arcs with sledges. Yeah, but sledges just don't clear crawlers. I get what you're saying. I kind of agree. But like, at least Arclights do stuff. Do you think Wasp Jump Drive is OP? No, I don't think it's OP. You just like deploy a missile or deploy a pack of chaff. I think it's reasonable. I don't know. Half the time you get carried away doing stupid cheese, but like look at this. What does Wasp play do? He unlocked the Wasp. Ooh, he's gonna jump drive it. Ooh. I don't know, they just like more fangs. Oh, the cheese, the classic cheese, like I don't know. You've seen every cheese. Like once you see all the cheeses, you just cover your angles and then what? Like it is sometimes an eco thing where you get them to waste deploys, or you get them to buy a bunch of Mustangs and then you go Vulcans, or you go Mustangs of your own or Arcs, and you're up. But I wouldn't say OP. But we got subsidized Stormcaller. Dzemp figured out how to buy the Stormcaller unit. Why are people in combat chat? I mean, people don't know this is a tournament match. You would imagine some people don't know, but is it standard stuff? So we got a bunch of Mustangs. We got the Badger drop, and Dzemp took the Phoenix drop, which is interesting into the Mustangs, but it is a DPS that allows him to kill the Sabertooth, which is which he kind of struggles with. I wonder if Sarah will commit to the Sabertooth to go anti-missile. But it seems like his right side did collapse a bit because his Badger drop is kind of insane. It has 45k HP, so it's kind of hard to kill. Trust me, Saka bullies me all the time. I did it one time. And you're playing Typhoon Boat, so you deserve nothing. Both pick up the enhancement module here, which is insane value. He can stonk the sledge and put it on a Phoenix, perhaps. Looks like he doesn't want any more sledges. He just wants to go Arclights again. Seems like Dzemp loves the Arclights. So we're going back to around 5 Arclights, 4 Arclights for now. He has to click range this turn if he wants to beat the Mustangs. He stonks out of the Wasps, it looks like, or maybe he keeps it on, not sure. Another Phoenix is purchased to help with the Sabertooth. But it looks like the Saber, or this Fire Badger will just get in. There's no DPS on this side, so I don't know what his plan is for that. So he's just doing Arclight Phoenix, which is definitely vulnerable to fortresses, but he's not really committed to Phoenixes yet. But the problem with Phoenixes is you need to click range to make the go behind the Arclights, right? And they also feed XP to the Mustangs, but maybe that's not an issue. But yeah, these Badgers are just grilling all the sledges, and there's no DPS to kill it. So they're basically trading sides because of the tempo from the unit drops, right? The Fire Badger drop versus the Phoenix drop. Both winning them their respective sides. So round 4 going to Sarah. He's getting good value out of his Saber Spec. He's about a bunch. He's got him leveled. Both insta-pick the laser sight if only we can see what the other options were, but no. Spectators get fucked. And we are buying another Wasp, which I would imagine is to tank for the Phoenix. Because this is his best unit on the board. And the Mustangs are juicing because of this high-level Phoenix, right? So he's committed to keeping the Phoenix, it seems like. This enhancement module is not going anywhere. So he's not going to get much value out of the stonk. Seems like Sarah's also not stonking for some reason. I am just so confused. But I mean, what are you going to really sell out of anyways here? Laser sight on the Giga Mustang. And range on the Sabers to help delete the arc lights fast. Dzemp is supply spec. Sarah is Saber spec. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, he took off Charge Shot for Anti-Air. I like it. I think Charge Shot's kind of useless because of Loose Crawler. But I also have Charge Shot on my arcs. How broken is ends Borko's brain from all the standard. We're learning because next week we're going to be playing a fuck ton of this beautiful game mode. Yeah, the Mustangs are juicing. The Sabertooths are juicing as well. So it looks like Dzemp does not have the DPS to kill these Sabers. And the Mustangs are definitely outscaling the Arclights this time. So curious to see what Zemp's solution is. He did buy subsidized Stormcaller, but maybe he's scared with all these Sabers on the board to commit to them. Sarah gets another item for his Mustang, but he opts to put it on the Saber? I think that's a bit... I mean, in this board state, this is bad, because you don't need the extra damage, and it'd be better on a Mustang, but maybe once other units come down, it's good, like Fortresses or Melters. I don't know. I think that's troll. You don't need... Like, the Saber already has infinite damage. You don't need more infinities. So it looks like Dzemp doesn't care. He's just going to buy more Storms. And it seems like Sarah... This anti-missile indicates that he's probably not going AM Sabertooth. He's just going to use anti-missiles to counter the Storms, I guess. Firestorms, though, coming down. You can't protect against Firestorms with the anti-missiles. So that should do a lot into the Mustang board. Getting a missile in the middle, not sure what that accomplishes. But it does kill the Fang Pack. So this Mustang is just instantly killing this Arc Light because it gets outranged with the laser sight. Missile's going to kill the Wasp again. So now there's actually a bit of a Wasp problem. There's no efficient way to deal with these Wasps. So the Phoenixes never end up connecting to the Sabertooth. So again, no real answer to the Sabertooth. And the Mustangs are still alive. Honestly, if Sarah gets ahead and he can afford to spam AMs, I think Sarah just wins. Because the Mustangs are pretty hard to kill. Has Sarah been playing standard alternate? Yeah, I think he doesn't like the state of aggro this patch. Sarah's ARMs never really die. That is true, because he is pushing forward. Another drop coming down. Instantly picks up the ball pack. Both parties do so. Ball packs with Mech seem like they do a lot, especially into the Firestorms, but also just into the Arclights. Note that Dzemp puts the damage item on an Arclight and buys more blue Arclights. But I think he's a bit too late to do carry Arclights again. Because the Sabers are big, the Mustangs are big. Oh boy, this is... You don't do this. This is... HD does this to me all the time, and it's so bad. I buy one pack of Wasps, and he does this. And then I buy 3 more Wasps, and I click Shield. And then his Arclights are shooting Shield Wasps the whole game. It's so troll. This is why you just buy Mustangs. Obviously, He's trying to be efficient with it, but it's just way better to go Mustangs because you always want Mustangs with arc lights anyways. Like, the AA solves the problem this turn, but I think you'd rather have Mustangs anyways. And yeah, these Mustangs are just so big. Both parties taking temp range. Dzemp is borrowing, though, this turn. But even if he clicks Elite, though, the arcs are still behind. And the extra ball HP definitely makes it impossible to catch up, it feels like. And this Sabertooth, honestly, MVP is this Badger. This Badger just basically never dies and grills him the entire match. So well played from Sarah. No carry arcs this game because there was no room to go carry arc into the Saber drop, right? So round 2 is going to go to Sarah. I just keep losing my insight. I'm not betting. I can't bet on these guys. Doesn't even clear the Wasp. Yeah. That's just, yeah, it's just, don't tech this. This tech sucks. This tech is good for, like, carry arc lights if you get, like, Wraith pivoted or, like, Boat pivot, but, like, just go Mustangs anyways. That's a troll tech. This is the best of 3. So, yes, it's a 1-1 right now. All right, the packs are up. We can actually see them this time. Sarah's going to click Elite Mustang because he's a psychopath. Maybe. I didn't even see what Dzemp saw, but Dzemp smashed the Stormcaller button. So nothing else matters. He actually does take it. Like, Sarah just loves Mustangs. The dude just loves Mustangs. But you're going into Mr. Dzemp, who loves Firestorms. So now, if I had insight to buy, I would guess on Dzemp. But maybe Sarah can pull off the Elite Spec push. Wonderbolt would love this pack, I think. Bear Lake thinks Sarah will win 200. Damn. Sarah, very sophisticated positioning here. He does this on purpose. He knows people are watching. So he does the most troll fucking line. This is semifinals. This is semifinals. We're in top 4 right now. This is the trollest positioning while he waits or figure out what he wants to do. He did it in the other tournament. He made he extended his sledge arc line like this. I don't know. He's just trolling. The last Honey Badger, thanks you for the 4 months. Much appreciated. So he buys arc lights or marksman, which is weird. Buying 2 crawlers is probably better, but it does efficiently take out the arc light, and he's positioning his marksman in a way where he's trying to get some early locks on the outside because he expects 2 crawlers. Like, you can just read this play by Dzemp. Like, he might buy 3 crawlers instead of an additional arc, but you know at least 2 crawlers are going behind tower, so he doesn't get some early snipes here. This positioning, though, is a bit questionable. Luckily, only 1 Stormcaller hits the Mustang, but having Stormcallers lock before, I don't know. This looks pretty doomed. Are you like watching Sarah, one of the favorite players? Yeah. He definitely has a unique style. Like, you can always expect something different compared to the average, like, 2K player. The new meta Stormcaller positioning? I mean, it's just the best Stormcaller positioning. It's on the outside. What line you do it on, maybe not makes the most difference, but like starting Storm, usually, if you're not expecting a push, should be on the outside. So you don't get beaconed. Or the beacon value is less or more expensive. So the Rhino drop is picked up for Dzemp here, and he places it far in the back. That was further up. It's right on the line. This is where I would place it. I would place it touching, but I think he's like 1 like tick off. Can't tell. Yeah, he's 1 tick off. Does Dzemp go carry arc light again? He might. You never know. Oh my god, this camera. Okay, so we're placing the Rhino as well. Both parties take the Rhino. I would prefer always to put Rhinos in front of Crawler because, well, the arc light will get stuck on the Rhino and then the Crawlers get in. So I think it's just a little minor adjustment you can do. But this comp obviously loses hard to Vulcans, but it looks like Dzemp is committed into Arclight, so he's going to stick with it, you would imagine, right? Yeah, the rhinos are gonna butt heads. But yeah, Sarah just getting rolled by crawlers, rolled by storms, rolled by arclights. So nothing good is going for Sarah right now. And that's not what you want to see when you're elite spec. You don't want to be getting rolled. You have your whole benefit elite spec, at least early game, is that you have like blue crawlers and like blue units. But if you can't even get that going for you, it's probably doomed. Because you just feed so much XP. Like you can probably arc carry off all the fucking XP you're going to get killing these units. Instant Wasp Swarm from Sarah. Like, he always just instantly picks spells. Kind of crazy. I mean, the only way he loses to the spell is this here, so he goes for a defensive one. Both parties go for a defensive one. Dzemp is covered with the double fang, but he wants to, like, kill it faster, I guess. Not sure. Interesting that Dzemp opts to go for a fang instead of late crawlers. This indicates that he's probably going firestorms. Because... oh, he does still buy crawlers as well. Okay, never mind. Because if you go firestorms and you buy late crawlers, you can just, like, put a crawler here that, like, burns his chaff. But this play makes no sense by Sarah. Because there's a wasp drop. So surely Dzemp is covering wasp, right? Which he does. So why do it this turn? Doesn't make sense. I think the round you predict matters. I don't know all the calculations, so I couldn't really tell you. It's very opaque. But the earlier, the better, I think. You can read the insight tool. I'm not going to read it now, but it does give you more information, but it doesn't give you everything. Yeah, Sarah's just getting rolled by crawlers. His marksmen never really connect. His Mustangs never really do anything. They're dying to storms early. Like, this looks pretty solid for Dzemp, I think. I mean, Arclight is definitely always... not always, but Arclight's pretty much the most efficient chaff clear in the game, right? It's $100. And early game, it's very good. Compared to... there's no other solution to crawlers early game that's as efficient as Arclight. Obviously, late game, you can get out of hand with loose, but definitely is a standard staple. Okay, we're taking the intensive training, which I think is a little bit excessive into elite. You're going to get infinite XP anyways, but it does enable him to guarantee Arclight success. So we got intensive training on Mustangs. Kind of feels bad. And now we're getting more Stormcallers from Dzemp. No ranged Arclights, which is a bit... I think you'd ideally have ranged Arclights by now. So you can contest the Mustangs, but... man, these... like, look at these storm positions. It's just perfectly lined up with the Mustangs. So these positions are horrendous. And he's lining up his Firestorm turn. Yeah, Sarah is positioning, like, as bad as possible into storms, I think. Like, that is, like, that's lucky RNG, but, like, you don't want instantly targeting. Like, how are these Mustangs not dying? Jesus. Wow, it's really bad positioning. He does need Arclight range, though. So that's the difference maker, which is enabling the Mustangs to do something. But... still would say it looks really good for Sarah. Sarah has just so many holes to fill. He's behind. His positioning is horrendous. Like, he can fix it with a mobile beacon, but again, he's just behind. Even though he's winning the round. Oh, he loses the round. Still, he's behind. They both keep the rhinos. Yeah, I think the rhino keeping is fine. Oh. Okay, wasn't paying attention, but some shit happened. Instant ball. These guys love balls. Like, they don't even think. They're like, balls. I mean, it's fair. But, man, it's so fast. That was a draw. Wow. Balls of steel. Indeed. Indeed, indeed. I mean, the balls are good. They're like shafts. So Sarah says, yes, my positioning is horrendous, but you know how you fix your positioning? Not with a beacon crawler. No, no, no. AM missiles. It's the most efficient way. But unfortunately, fire is going to wreck him, even though there is AM devices. Oh my god, I missed that. I missed the Rhino. Level 4 Rhino, because he leveled, and then he intensived. He might even click armor. That might be valuable. Maybe it's a little too much, but this Rhino, like, the balls are not lined up with the Rhino, so the Rhino should do work. But the Firestorms definitely are going to do work here. I mean, the AM devices seem to be preventing a lot, and the balls act as a medium chaff that don't instantly burn. That's pretty neat here. The balls lock into the Rhino, so Sarah should sell the Rhino now. And this Rhino just gets in, punches everything. So Firestorms is definitely a problem for Elite Spec. The only way you're counting this is with AM Mustangs, but you don't have the tempo to do so, so it's generally why you don't play Mustangs in Standard. Yeah, and rip the AM devices. Yeah, that's the Dragoon special tip. That's a good tip. You bet on someone that you think is going to turn it around when they're hard losing, because you have nothing to lose and everything to gain, basically. Because your insight will get refunded, or you'll get a bunch of money, basically. Doesn't always happen, but it's like, it's just favorable for you to do. All right. Firestorms, Firestorms, Firestorms. Can the AMs save you? Unlikely. Yeah, you go big on Sarah now. Yeah, I wouldn't, because I know he's doomed, but yeah, it would make sense if you're a value man. GG, I guess. Yeah, Elite Spec. Dzemp is the only one who knows how to play Elite Spec, apparently, because he pulled it off. The problem was Sarah trolled, I think, that game, but Elite Spec Arc honestly looked a lot better. Has less downside and more carry potential than Mustangs in Standard. Hey, I am here too. Listen, I haven't seen your Elite Spec greatness other than getting rolled by Fang Fort, but that game has been forgotten. Oh my god, he moved the Rhino? He tried to Goomba Stomp the Rhino and he moved it to the other side. He probably did that because there's going to be no balls on this side, but that was a clever... I'm not even paying attention. I was reading chat, okay? But that was a clever move by Dzemp. Yeah, the fire is just too valuable against Elite. Like, you can have all the level crawlers, level sayings you want, but you're just gonna die. And his initial deployments and positioning was just... Like, on top of being behind playing Elite Spec, I think, he just had, oh my god, the fucking Econ Rhino. Look at the Econ Rhino. Choo-choo, bitch. Let me get your tower. Let me get your other AM. Like, even if this game goes on another round, like, you just FF. Like, you see that? This guy just lined up. One at a time. Oh boy. But congrats to Dzemp. Well played. Nice standard gameplay. Some carry arcs. Some firestorms. I would say I enjoy, out of all the standard games, you know, I enjoy this one. This is fun. Mainly because Sarah's playing unorthodox. That's what probably makes it interesting, but, you know, was entertaining regardless.